Welcome, my beautiful, gorgeous cancers. Um, this is going to be what I'm calling your current love messages. Excuse me. This reading is where we're going to ask five very specific questions. We want real answers here. And what we're looking at, I really feel like it's soulmate energy or twin flame energy. And I'm just saying that because I don't feel like we're talking about free will. You know what I mean? I feel like it's deeper than that. But this is really about those who may not be in contact for whatever reason. You can even be in a relationship together, but things have gone silent for some reason. Someone's not talking. So this is what we're going to ask. We want to know, what are their current feelings for you right now? And then what is their current view of you? What actions are they currently thinking of taking or getting ready to take? Your current view of them. That's important. And then the overall energy that's supporting these connections. I don't want to say this connection because I feel like we're reading for many. And I do read through my guide, so they know you're here. And your guys know you're here. So I feel like this is the type of reading where you just want to clear your mind and the rest will follow. All right, we're going to use three different decks, guys. We're going to use Mother Mary for her words of wisdom. I usually use this at the beginning of a reading, but I find in this type of reading, I love it over the relationships. Like I love it over the love. So we'll use this at the end. And then we will use the Gilded Tarot to go deeper. So we're going to ask our questions, receive our answers, and then we're going to go a little deeper with the Gilded Tarot. And for your main questions, we're going to use the Psychic Tarot. He was really calling out for you, and I have to tell you, I do love the Psychic Tarot for you. All right, everything is already pre-shuffled, but we're going to go ahead and give it a couple shuffles for you. Yeah, let's give them a cut. And let's get into this, guys. By the way, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Some of you are intuitively guided. Many of you are intuitively guided. Let me give you an example. I did Leo's reading, and though I definitely felt like it was talking about Leo and their love interest, I also felt it was for the collective. It was very deep, very soulful, and I feel like it was really to show us, like, I don't know, like I would say if you have time, check it out. Maybe you have Leo somewhere in your chart, or you know what I mean? It was just that type of reading. Like it's still like so fresh on my mind. So anyway, all right, guys, let's go ahead and begin the reading. So the first thing we're going to ask is, what are their current feelings for you right now? We get solitude. Let me bring this lid down. This is the Hermit. Maybe you went quiet. Maybe it's you who went quiet. The person in the Hermit's energy really is seeking real answers. I'm seeking the light over. Interesting, because she's got this book open and I feel like she's reading her Akashic records. So I feel like their view is also that you're very spiritual, grounded. And it's interesting because this is really not your energy, the hermit, so to speak. I feel like we all reach that energy, but I don't feel like it's your natural energy. I feel like you're much more like flowy, like flowing type energy. But I do feel like it is saying that someone potentially went silent. But I feel like with reason, also nine is about the final reflection. So someone is reflecting, hopefully, Well, I feel like I don't know why I'm saying hopefully. Um, I just feel like when this person, especially in the hermit's energy, I'm seeking the light. And if I'm willing to ask those difficult questions sometimes, I'm going to find the light. And in the hermit's energy, many times when I've found my light, then I want to shine the beacon of light for others. So some of you may be natural healers, and they know that about you, or your energy is very healing to them. Interesting. I'm picking up a lot of different things from that. Um, some of you literally could mean that you're connected to a Virgo. Let's not leave that out. And then I'm thinking, well, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it could be communication. And in this energy, it feels like there isn't any. So let's look at what their current view of you is right now. Hmm. Conflict and defeat. It's like Cancer's not playing along. It's a number five. And it's interesting because it's following a nine. Nine, final reflection. That means I'm about to allow a new chapter to open up, right? I've found the reflection I needed, and then we move into a five, which is change, but obstacles and defeat. So definitely there were some challenges here. Definitely there were some challenges here, but can you overcome them? I feel like the answer is yes. It's do I want to overcome them? Um, so kind of interesting because I feel like it's kind of like a mixed bag, like an uncertainty. Hmm. And you yourself may be going, this may have nothing to do with them. It may mean that they know that you're going through some type of a change. All right, well, let's see what actions they're currently thinking of taking or are taking. Hmm, balance. Maybe they're separating from someone. Number 11. When I see 11, I don't know why. I always think of twin flames. When I see 11, I always doesn't mean it is. It's just I just have to speak what I see. Also, two ones, two, partnership. This is about finding the balance. So I feel like they're potentially cutting ties either to someone or something that kept them off balance. And I feel like now they're finding it feels like true balance. Justice is about making one whole again, and it's in your reading. So it is about making you whole again, but maybe it's also making this person whole again. We want to be on the same vibration if possible, if this is to come together. Otherwise, it's off balance. All right, let's see what your current view of them is right now. Hmm. Positive movement forward. Let's see, Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles really tells you if you're willing to put your focus on this relationship, then this relationship has great potential of growth. But, both people have to be willing and able. And I feel like why would we be coming to the table if that wasn't the case? Doesn't mean that we'll just naturally do that. We'll naturally take a positive viewpoint. Maybe someone's got to kind of, persuade me a little bit. But nonetheless, I feel like your guides are saying, if you worry, like, can this work out? Well, if we put our focus on it, then yes, we can have success here. And it's an eight, as above, so below, no beginning, no end. Now, when I say no beginning, no end, it could certainly be in this lifetime split ups, right? But sometimes those split ups can really serve us. Eight is about allowing oneself to have a new beginning, and I kind of love seeing it when a nine is your first energy, final reflection. What are you reflecting over? The conflicts, or at least that's what they feel you're doing. Hmm. I feel like if this person was connected to someone else, I don't feel like that's the case anymore, or like I'm in that movement of finalizing it, like finalizing the break. You know what I mean? Because it could certainly stand for like getting a divorce or cutting ties. But it doesn't even have to be with a person. It can be, cutting ties to just things and energy that no longer serves me. I have that realization now. I've come to like true balance. And then I feel like, listen, if someone is coming towards you and they're coming in true balance, then I absolutely feel like, yes, there will be no limit. Like the only limit will be put on upon this relationship is what our earthly mind puts upon it. Okay, well, with that in mind, let's look at the overall energy that's supporting these connections. Look at this temptation. Card of Capricorn. Interesting. You know, it's almost like it's saying sometimes you got to go through the dark to find the light. And that's exactly what's happening here, right? Even in the dark. And that's really what the devil speaks about. Like, and sometimes I feel like, maybe we, like part of our challenge here, especially if we're soulmates, we probably came here with purpose, right? So maybe part of the purpose was to be able to find the light in the midst of the dark. Again, the hermit, solitude. And what I love is in this image, this person's hand is touching the light. And if you just look right below it, it's a key. It's what unlocks the next door. Maybe we just need to know all sides of ourselves. Because we are made of light and dark, just the way it is. You know what I mean? And I feel like we're finding our light. And it doesn't feel like it was easy. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have spiritual strength. So, although it wasn't easy, I feel like there was a lot that we either learned, are learning, or have the opportunity to learn. And I say that because I feel like this is saying a couple different things. Like your spirit guides have been with you through this whole journey, probably trying to help guide you. But it's if I was a spirit guide, I would say sometimes it's hard to guide you, especially in the midst of, let's say, breakups or if there was just no contact or things went silent, all that. But still, I guide you, still, I help you. It's like just keep seeking that light and you'll find it. You'll find that key, and that key will unlock the next door. Remember, the devil can cast illusions that can seem very real. That doesn't make him so. All right. Interesting. All right, let's slide that up and let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot. And I'm going to take a card above every card, and then we'll take more if we need to. And I just like to describe it as going a level deeper. You know what I mean? Like we see the surface, but now we need to go a little deeper. And I feel like that's my Virgo mind. I always want to go deeper. That little detective. All right. So let's look above solitude. Look at that. Six of Swords. Well, there's movement. And by the way, solitude is their current feelings for you. Looks like someone is willing and able to put the past in the past. And I'm hoping if this is what you want and this is what they want, that both are able to do that. It is signifying that at one time there was toxic energy. You know, you need to look back one card with the Six of Swords and understand this is movement away from that toxicity. You know, maybe false illusions. Now I can see. I can see clearly now. The sun has I forget the word. And you know, the Six of Swords, I feel like I have to remind people that in a Six of Swords energy, you know, I am making changes and it is good. It's good changes. But change can be difficult, right? It can, and it doesn't have to be that difficult, but any change, even good change, you know, can be a little scary, let's say. So Six of Swords really talks about, you know, as you make this move, as who's ever making this move makes it, it's just a little bit of choppy water. It's very temporary, but then it's the promise of calmer waters. So I like that image of someone and hopefully two leaving the toxicity behind. And that toxicity is different things for different people. It can even be other people's influence. You know what I mean? All right, let's keep going. So, their current view of you, we have conflict and defeat. Well, hello, lovers. And by the way, the Six of Swords, the person in their vote is heading right to the lovers. Now, the meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. But it definitely feels to me that this energy is moving closer and closer and closer to you. And I'm not surprised to see the lovers because, you know, I already felt that there was chemistry. I already felt that this is soulmate energy, if not twin flame energy. You know, I already felt that even if we broke up, the love didn't die. You know what I mean? It could have been quieted or pushed back, but it's still there. Another way of saying that is if this was a breakup and then we both were with other people, you are the one who holds their heart. Doesn't mean I can't love other people, but it's not like this. There are different levels to love. It's beautiful omen of chemistry. And by the way, six and five, there's our other 11 sitting right next to 11. Interesting. All right. So I can't. Oh, two sixes, by the way. I just realized that too. Beautiful. And you know what I love about this image? And I'm glad that this came out so you could see it. So you can see the feminine, right? Let's just say the divine feminine. You can see her in person. Like like she's tangible, right? And then you can see the divine masculine, but he's like in spirit form. And I don't mean like I'm still Bob, I haven't come into this lifetime. It's just we're not together. But these two people can feel each other's energy. I mean, look at her. She can feel his energy, but he's not there. Or she, but they're on their way. What am I gonna do? All right. So, anyways, their current view of you. Three of Pentacles. I like that. I love the Three of Pentacles actually in love reading. And I'll tell you why. I feel like this tells me, or just clarifies, or, or gives me confirmation, I think is the word I'm trying to find, of that both you and this person recognize each other's soul. Both of you appreciate the individuality within the other. Um, and I feel like you have more alike than unalike. Is that a word? Unalike than unlike. Uh, uh, I just feel like you have more in common. You may ultimately have the same goals. Maybe you didn't before. Maybe things are changing. Maybe people have evolved. But I definitely feel like this is appreciation of you. Though I have to tell you, I don't feel like the person here knows that. Like, I don't really know that they have this appreciation for my soul. And it's the other way, it's both ways, by the way. That does not guarantee us anything because free will. Like, if we didn't have free will, listen, I'm not saying we shouldn't have free will, but I feel like if we just lived by our spiritual being, then I feel like we'd already be together. We'd already have this figured out. But this is an earthly experience, right? And that means there's something valuable to learn. And I feel like sometimes I have to go through the dark to really find that light or to appreciate it. Maybe I had to be in different relationships and I started to understand that like no one can really fulfill that place but you. I love that in this reading. I have to tell you, I'm just loving the top line so far. Okay, so your current view of them. You do have positive movement forward. You do have an eight. Makes me feel like you're ready or wanting to have a new beginning. But let's go ahead and take a card about that. Hmm. King of Cups can be you, but it can also be like-minded energy. What I love about the King of Cups? Showing up in a love reading, and let's just forget the sign. This just means someone's ready to love. Someone's ready. If he was in reverse, then I'd say run, but he's not. So I feel like this is someone who's able to give their heart. I feel like the King and the Queen of Cups really appreciate relationships, having that special person. And I don't feel like this is like I want this special person for 3 months. It's like for the rest of our lives or nothing. So I do feel like this person is I feel like they're ready. I feel like they're ready to give their heart 100%. This is real life, so we know there's some issues, but I feel like the issues can be worked out, can be talked about, worked through, and again, that may be why Carter Virgo was the first card, communication. All right, and let's look at the overall energy supporting these connections. Well, how beautiful is that? Empress. All in divine timing, my dear. You know what that tells me? That these souls already had plans in this lifetime. Now, when we're born with amnesia, so we don't remember that. And we're not meant to. And I often feel like the playfulness of two souls before they came into this lifetime of saying, I can't wait to try to find you. I can't wait to see if we can really pull this off. It's like soul to soul. And then both are born and have forgotten about each other. But have they really? You know what I mean? Like, you probably feel it. Patience? Well, that's what you're doing over here. Plenty of patience. But also, temperance says, you can let go. If there's something you cannot control, hand it over to me. Don't try to control what you cannot control. It'll just frustrate you. Hand it over to me. Trust in divine timing. And by the way, temperance is mirroring that Six of Swords where someone is in movement. And I also love that she's coming over the devil's energy. It's like, I am the light, I am the dark. Um, all right, I'm just thinking, do I want to take any more cards? Yeah, you know what? I don't know why Cancer, but let's just go right below also. You're the only sign I've done this for, but something's telling me, let's go below. Look at that, the Four of Swords coming under the Hermit with the Six of Swords above it, healing. And by the way, this is healing of the heart, yes, but look at this one sword that they lie upon. Well, we lie upon. This is our own making, right? Our own communication, our own voice, our own truth, right? Knowing oneself. It's like healing of the heart, the body, and the mind, right? But we also have to heal ourselves. I feel like that is a very good omen. All right, look at this. We have the Knight of Swords under the Lovers. Communication. I have a feeling, again, that's why the Hermit was the first card, because it may be talking about communication. And then you have temptation on the other end of that. So I feel like, if we are going to have a conversation, it's almost like we got to put some rules in place. Because again, I feel like temperance, divine, and then you get the lovers. Come on, 2 11s. I mean, I'm just seeing 11s. So it all feels very divine, but this is real life. Challenges, obstacles. Can we overcome them? Absolutely, if we put our focus on each other and this relationship, then there is no limit. Divine has been a part of this from day one. So I feel like here comes some type of communication. Let's keep going. We have the Five of Pentacles under Justice. Interesting. So literally, I feel like someone has, almost feels like someone's changing locations. Someone had to deal with something, could have felt like a tower type energy, but listen, they could have given the tower to another. I feel like for someone, and probably a few of you, I feel like this could have, like, when this did come to an end, it may have come to an end abruptly. And if you're not the one who, like, gave another the tower, then that abruptness could feel very like, well, it would take time to heal that. But I feel like it's saying that you're pretty much there. Again, five, change, communication, change, the star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And by the way, this is coming over your view of them. Card of Aquarius. But this feels like a wish coming true. And listen, it's not just because, right? It's because I was willing to go deep. It's because I was willing to look at the issues, and probably both of us. It's because I probably missed this person, and I've probably been with other people, but no one can fulfill that space within me. And then it just feels like the right time, divine timing. And it's coming under positive movement forward. And then last but not least, well, hello, Chariot. First of all, your major arcana. How much do I love that? Not only your major arcana, but the energy that surrounds the Chariot is quite beautiful, especially since Temperance is mirroring it. You have a lot of major arcanas, by the way. I just realized that. You got one, two, three, four, five. six, seven major arcanas. There's a lot of changes that are going to happen. This may not be a, like, like a one, like an instant. It may be like a one, two, three, go. So, Chariot, unlimited potential, right? The only limit that's placed upon the chariot is our earthly minds. I don't feel like the chariot comes in until we're ready for the chariot, because otherwise I feel like the chariot's not going to move. Chariot is moved by our intentions. Remember that. It's like your intentions tell this chariot where to go. So if I have optimistic intentions, well, then I'm just going to keep flying higher and higher and higher. The chariot is being mirrored by the Four of Swords also, healing. Healing of this relationship. If, if, if. I'm saying if, because, you have to want it. You have to be willing to work out the issues. Potentially talk about the past, but then put it behind you, both of you, and then start this new beginning, right? And start it with the strongest foundation you can. And don't put any limits upon it. Remember, people are not perfect. None of us are perfect. So if we're expecting another to be perfect, well, then damn it, we better be perfect. And that's not going to happen, right? We can get close to perfection. All right. Prayer. Instead of worrying, I pray about this situation to bring about real solutions. Instead of worrying, I pray about this situation to bring about real solutions. It's like you're listening to Temperance up here. I'm going to take another one though. And, her glance is coming right down to that Four of Swords. And she's looking at this little baby, and I almost feel like it's the two of you when you were these little babies. You know, listen, you could have been born, across the world, but that doesn't matter. Okay, we got quite a few, but we're gonna take them. Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. It's loving yourself, knowing that. Sign, sign, everywhere, sign. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. Signs, guys. This is beautiful. You're being guided. There will be signs. Some of them are going to be energetic. You got to feel them. And then trust that. And by the way, if you feel like you've received a sign but you're not sure, ask for that sign to be sent again. Don't overthink it. A lot of times we take these signs and we're like, oh, and then we overthink it. Nah, that can't be. Nah. And it's like, oh, what's the real sign? Like prayers being answered. Patience, just like temperance. I trust in divine timing. And then last but not least is faith. My granddaughter's name. Faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. It's exactly what he does. And now it's going to be up to these humans who are spiritual beings to see if we can get beyond what issues there were and really look at the divine energy between these soulmates. I mean, there are always going to be issues, there are always going to be challenges, but I feel like when we get to a certain vibration. We know because we've gone through these challenges that, listen, we'll recognize as something, anything that's coming towards us that sometimes they're lessons. But now I feel like I can get through these lessons so much easier. Why? Well, because I trust in divine. I trust in God. Because I do see the signs. I do feel guided. I'm allowing myself to be guided. And I'm trusting in divine timing and the lovers, the star, and the unlimited potential of the chariot, all wrapped in beautiful divine timing. Cancer, I loved your reading. I love all your readings. But, I truly allow myself to feel the energy, the good and the bad. I just allow myself, feel like I open myself to it. And I do feel both sides of it. But I also feel the beautiful potential here. And I also want to say sometimes it can be reversed. You know what I mean? And definitely check out their moon. Remember the sun, your sun sign is what you're showing. It's like how you show up. It's like your clothing, your hairstyle. Um, but your moon are your emotions, those feelings within you. So definitely check out their moon sign, your moon sign. But if you feel God, and I feel like check out Leo's reading. I don't know. Leo is your neighbor, by the way. And some of you could be very close to the cusp, but it felt even deeper than that. But yours feels pretty spiritual too, I have to say. Anyways, I think I'm gonna let it be. This is longer than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. We give it whatever it needs. I have so much gratitude for you guys. I thank you each and every day, truly, because really, I would have no YouTube channel without you. So my gratitude goes to you. Um, Definitely give me your comments. Let me know where you're at here, if you relate to it. And I already know some people are going to be like, I'll never take that son of a bitch back. Well, this probably isn't for you then. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like these readings are about people that I would never take back. This is about someone who still has my interest. But you leave whatever comments you want. I'm not trying to censor the comments. I just already know I'm going to get a few of them. But I really love reading your comments. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm going to stop talking. I love you. Oh, by the way, I had a great time on lives last night. I know a lot of you were on there. Um, I had a great time. And I don't even know what date it is. I think today's Wednesday. Um, So we'll go live again in a couple days and answer your burning questions. And I'm going to be a little excited to see if any of you respond back in the lives about this reading. So, all right, I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table, or I'll see you in the lives. Bye bye.